straight tail Richie.
What's up all you cool snakes, neonates? How's it going? I hope you guys are all keeping well. Last video I mentioned we were going to do a full zoo tour. Unfortunately, some of the animals are in shed and needing fed, so we're not quite ready to do a full zoo tour. However, I've got some bits and bobs today, so we can start work on this enclosure. This is going to be Akira, our mangrove snake's enclosure. Hopefully get her into this episode. We bought plants previously for it, but they either didn't survive or we worked out because some of them weren't surviving. They weren't very good to use in the enclosure. So we've bought some new plants to stick in here. I'm going to try and fill it up as much as possible. I think I'm going to do away with the pond idea for now. I've found, contrary to popular belief, that the mangrove snake, or at least our mangrove snake, Akira, doesn't actually like a high humidity. She likes it about 50, and when it goes higher she gets a bit poorly. So a massive pond in there is going to spike that humidity right up. So for the time being, hello little plant, for the time being we're going to remove this pond, just put a water bowl in there, and then we're going to get it all planted up and things and see how we can get it looking a bit nicer, a bit more pretty. And then in the future I might go back to my original plan of putting some sort of water feature in there or something. We'll see how she goes while she's in here and just modify it as we go. But we've got to repair this plant pot that I built into the background here because Gimli was in here before, a reticulated python, and his chubby bottom has slightly separated this plant pot that I sort of made up here, this natural looking plant pot. So we're going to repair that, remove the pond, get some substrate in there, get some plants in there, get it looking pretty. It should make her feel a bit more safe and secure, and will hopefully make her feel nice and secure in this enclosure. With her being a little bit smaller, but they're very slow growing, the Boiga Dendrophilia, but I think we can make this work. Let's get into it and let's start work on this enclosure. So upon closer inspection, I think I was a bit hasty in blaming Gimli. I maybe due Gimli an apology. It looks like the whole thing has sort of shifted outwards. I don't know if it's expanded through time. I pulled the soil out of there. Bear in mind there's not been a plant in there for some time now, and the soil's still, it's not saturated, but it's still damp, it's still wet, which tells me that maybe the reason the plant wasn't surviving very well was maybe the ventilation I put in the bottom for the drainage of the water had maybe not been suffice and had maybe clogged up and not let the water out. I am going to put a drainage layer in the bottom of this eventually, but right now when we plant it we aren't going to put a drainage layer in. But seeing this, I'm wondering if maybe there wasn't enough drainage, enough ventilation in the bottom, and we maybe drowned the plant. That's maybe the main reason, other than Gimli's chubby bottom sitting on it because he decided to use the plant as a bed. We've chosen to put some ivy up here this time because it's going to climb, look nice, and it's a bit tougher, so it'll be a lot nicer and more snake friendly with it, because they do tend to like to sit on plants for some strange reason. Anyone who's kept reptiles in the audience here knows if they've ever put plants in their enclosures, they like to sit on them. So yeah, I'm just going to silicone it where it is. I'm not going to try and push it back up because it seems to want to sit like that. So I'm going to re-silicone it just in that position, and I'm going to drill a couple of holes in the bottom to add some ventilation. As always, I'm using the good old reliable HA6 silicone sealer. I've gone with brown again just so that it blends in with the background a little bit better. We're just going to put a couple of touches in here so it isn't a solvent and doesn't take as long to get rid of all the solvent stuff, so we can get around it sooner. We're just going to patch up. Now we've done that, let's see if we can cut out this old pond and try and make it look a bit more neat and tidy. Unfortunately, we're going to have some of it left over on the side of the glass, but let's see how much we can tidy it up. Unfortunately, when you silicone stuff, it's kind of permanent, and then once you undo it, it's never nice looking. Well, that was easy. I do have a proper scraper for this somewhere, but I can't find it. Well, I suppose I'll eat my words, because with a brand new blade I managed to get it off completely. Remember kids, don't play with knives at home. It's not very smart. So that's silicone. I've got it just set up with that just now so I can put some weight into it. I put that back up on the side now. We're going to put the soil back in. I've put some extra holes in this cork pack for some drainage. We're going to put the soil in, get the ivy in, and start to look at putting some of the cocoa brick and compost mix that I've made up in here, and let's get this all planted and looking very pretty and see how we can go with this. And this is it done. Ooh, look at that for a Viv. She's got a wee hidey hole, sort of, there's multiple hidey holes and sort of bits and bobs in there of different cork barks put together, so it's like a little maze for her in there. Got a branch down the bottom here. The plants, all this is designed to break her, give her hide away from the big glass front that is going to be on the enclosure, of course. So it's all designed to give her places to hide. As we know, there's also a tunnel right up the side here, a hidden tunnel right up the back, so she can come around and up the back if she doesn't want to be seen as she comes up to her basking spot. When I rig in the electronics, this is going to be our basking spot right here. And of course we'll get natural sunlight as well, so it'll feel more natural. She's got her water bowl in there. So this is a parlour palm. It's probably going to get too big for this enclosure, but for the time being it looks nice. We've got ivy in there. As we know, ivy is quite hardy, it's quite tough. So that's going to, and the joy is as that grows, and it will grow and explode, I can steer that around the enclosure and make that go everywhere I want it to go. We've got the good old snake plant. That's a tough plant right there. I'm going to put a wee bit of leaf litter down the bottom there just for texture and for stuff like that. But yeah, that is the enclosure finished and looking pretty good. Shut the doors over. And that is going to be Akira's new enclosure. Let's go get her and put her in. Oh, there's that light died again. And this wee gem is our Boiga Dendrophilia. This is the little spoilt madam that's about to get this upgrade. She's a bit overdue a feed just now, so that's why I'm being a bit more careful with her than normal, because she does have a very good feed response, does our little lady. So this is our Boiga Dendrophilia, gold ring cat-eyed snake from Vietnam, Southeast Asia. She actually shares, I think, some boundaries and territories with her next door neighbour, Gimli, the reticulated python. So let's pop her in here and see how she gets on. As well as Akira, we'll put some African sun beetles in this enclosure. They will burrow down into the substrate, and as long as I can keep them from drowning in the water, and feed them now and then, these guys should actually survive in here, may even reproduce. We'll see. We will see. Of course she's gone straight into the hide down in here and is not coming back out again, but I'm sure we will see her very soon and she'll look stunning in here. But yeah, in the future I think we might be adding springtails and isopods in here as cleanup crews, but for the time being we'll pop some of these stunning sun beetles in here. They'll add just a bit more life to the enclosure. There we go. So they sort of fold themselves up when you touch them and then start to come out. These guys like to burrow, so the deep substrate in here shall be pretty good for these guys to thrive and survive and keep going. And maybe even reproduce. They are beautiful little bugs. Beautiful girl. So she's been in there for about a week now. Just over a week. I've tried to feed her twice. Not had any success yet, have we, sweetheart? No, we've not had any success yet with the feedings, unfortunately. But the mangrove snake, gold ring cat-eye snake, her scientific name, Boiga Dendrophilia, translates to wood friend, believe it or not. These guys are notoriously picky eaters. They're notoriously a bit shabby on the eating front. One of you guys have been commenting on the video when we got her, actually, which was a couple of years ago now, and saying that we were quite lucky that we got her to eat, and we were super lucky that the first time I offered her food when she came here, she actually ate, which was fantastic. Unfortunately though, this new move has maybe stressed her out a little bit. She's still not quite sure of it. She's not 100% herself, so but she's just over a week in there, so she's still got some time to settle in. I was wrong in saying that she was too small to go in. She's actually, once I seen her in there and stretched out, she's actually a perfect size to be, oh sorry sweetheart, there you go. You could try to get into Dad's beard. So once I seen her actually stretched out in there, she's the perfect size for this. So it's not too big for her, it's not going to be freaking her out or anything like that. It's a good size, little Viv, for our Akira, our mangrove snake. Isn't she beautiful? Look at the size she's getting big. Would you look at the camera and not Dad? You silly girl. Look, over here. Do you want to have a look at the camera? Turn around. Turn around. There you go. There you go. So, no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it, you silly girl. You silly little girl. So Akira, she's doing wonderfully other than not eating. She's doing really well. She's worked out where the basking spot is. She loves her hide, so she loves her hidey spot and all that kind of stuff. So she's doing really well. She's getting on great in there. The dung beetles, the African sun beetles. Where you going? Where you going, sweeties? Where you going? You've been silly, you just try to get back in your house. The African sun beetles are also doing really well. She's doing real well. She's still got plenty of podge on her, so I'm not worried about her not eating or anything like that. So she's going to be just fine, is our Akira, our mangrove snake. She's beautiful. If you haven't guessed already, one of my favourite snakes. They're all my favourite snakes for their own reasons. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment the video, like the video. All that stuff helps massively. You can subscribe through my ugly mug right there. There'll be a playlist for you up there and a random video selected for you down there. From me, Akira, and the rest of the gang. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
I'm done. I'm done.